Boys and girls, if there are any watching, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and for today, it's time to simp. I mean, chat, she's 8, no simping. So, as you may know, Melodious is now tier for freaking 2, one of the best decks in the game. And the good thing about Melodious is that its core of the deck is pretty free to play. Like, the most of the cards are in the mini box, and the Diva is in the main box, okay. So you may be thinking, should I play this deck? I'm interested in this deck. And yes, you can play this deck free to play. For an example, I don't have all the cards, the breakthrough skills, the skill prisoner, all of the stuff that is needed, 3 Book of Moon and stuff. So I still decided to play this deck because I'm interested in seeing how it works and stuff. And if I like the deck, I can still, invest more into the deck and stuff. So here's how the standard pay-to-win version would look like. You would have triple Book of Moon, you would have triple MST, you would have Lances, Breakthrough Skill, Necrofusion, also they play Skill Prisoner. There's tons of cards that you don't get from just getting into their main box and stuff, But purely looking at, the core of the deck, the cards themselves, the monsters themselves, and the movement solo, they are kind of free to play. Like, you need to go 3 times into the mini box to get all of them, really. Also, you need to go like maybe 1 to 2 times into the main box to get your Bloom Divas. So here's the deck that I went for, and as you can see, I only did go 2 times into the mini box because I love Yosenju's and they are in the same box, so I went for it, and now I accidentally got the Sopranos and the movement solos and stuff. Plus, I got Bloom Diva from the box. I went in for Yosenju stuff, the Pendulum, my Yosenju, and for the Oasis, I also got the Bloom Diva. So, might as well play them, there's no expense really for me, because I already had the cards. I had to only go once more into the mini box, so yeah. As you can see, there's not much stuff going on here. Like Oasis you get from the box, from the Bloom Diva box. Let's see, score is free to play. You can get it by farming the characters and stuff. I don't remember what exactly. You have to go 2 times to Soprano. You have to go 2 times for first movement solo as well, and then you can play whatever back row removal you like, or back row really. I really like Cosmic and MST in this deck because I feel like we can deal with monsters easily with just our monsters. And of course, if we're not playing many traps, if we're playing, spells, we might as well put in TTH. So yeah, it's very simple, but it's quite good, not gonna lie, and it's also very fun, especially because they do have some lines of play, not gonna lie. It felt like when you look at the deck, it feels like, oh, it's just, sit on your fusions and stuff, but actually, if you don't open, if you're free to play like me, you won't open. Also, I did play only 1 Soprano earlier, so I had only like a couple of cards available for making the fusions. So a lot of times, as you will see in the Duel Replays, I had to make stuff happen with just regular old beat down. And yeah, there are some lines of plays, especially if you're a free-to-play player and you don't have, all the cards. Like, you would definitely like to have triple movement and potentially triple soprano, although you can play with only 2 sopranos. So yeah, Ostinato as well is a free-to-play card. You get it by getting level 30 with Zuzu. So yeah, as you can see, you don't have to spend much. You just have to put in whatever staples you like and get couple times into the boxes. I'm as you can see, playing only 1 Bloom Diva. So yeah, you can play you can even reach King of Games with this deck. So yeah, if you like, you can invest a bit, and then, or if you even have the cards, you can play them, and then if you really like the deck, you can, you know, invest more stuff into it and build it optimally, really. But as I said, this is great for the ladder. You can have tons of fun with it, reach King of Games. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Let's now jump straight into Duel Replays, because it's time to duel. Also, there are some dual replays. I think this was one of them, where people just literally scooped because they saw, you know, Melodious with a win streak, and they're like, nah, I'm out, because they think you have the optimal, you know, triple Book of Moon version and stuff. Also, the deck is pretty consistent if you have all the cards. So people are, and there are some decks that literally cannot win. Like, they can't win against this deck because it is, you know, it is unwinnable. So yeah, as you can see here, I just saved this duel replay to show you the win streak. We got first, I think, 3 duel wins, then I lost, and then I won 6 in a row. So yeah, I just saved it for that reason. But yeah, also to remind you, if you're new to the channel, or if you're a regular lurker, like if you're lurking on the channel and you didn't subscribe, I would strongly recommend you do so, because it does help me, of course, to grow the channel. Plus, it does help to make more videos, so, and hopefully you want that. And yeah, of course, it does help you to not miss when I upload as well. So yeah, here we're playing against Dark Magician. As you can see, we didn't open well. Okay, first movement solo does help a lot. So of course, this is why I love back row removal, and this is why I like it in this deck, because we can deal with the monsters themselves, but the back row can be an issue. So we MST 1, we Cosmic the second, and now it's gonna be easy game. Why? Because with skill we can go for the Chopina, we can summon the Soprano, we can summon the Sonata, and we can even go for the fusion. We don't have to go for the fusion. We also had TTH, as you can see, for follow-up. So yeah, that's gonna be easy game. As you saw, we don't even need the fusions always necessarily, especially Bloom Diva. Like people say, you need triple Diva or double Diva. Well, as you can see, like most of the times they didn't even use it at all, because the other fusion, Schuberta, can be even potentially better, you know, at lots of matchups, especially on the ladder, I would say. So weather painters can be a bit problematic, or toxic, we could even say. Now here, I decided to chain MST. Why? Because I know what weather painters do. Fortunately, well, if we destroy any of his back row while the weather painter cloud is on the field, it can just bring it back. So you did nothing. You just wasted your MST. So we have to, you know, you have to do it now. And I decided to go for the middle one because I assumed it's gonna be the thunder, whatever it's called, the trap thunder. Let's see. So yeah, the weathery thundery canvas. What the fuck? Weather thundery canvas, because that's really the issue. Like for the pure beatdown, we don't really care about, you know, anything. This is the card that bounces monsters, and you really don't want to get bounced. So here we opened, of course, Ostinato, which is pretty freaking good, especially now Bloom Prima can attack multiple times. Plus we do have Sonata as well, we have Soprano as well, with which we can okay, and the skill as well, like that's broken. Like we can bring back this, we can go for Soprano, go into another Bloom Prima, and go into Sonata, which attack, and that's gonna be like we have 2 attacks from Bloom, 2 attacks from another Bloom. We've got Sonata, and you know, and we also have TTH for follow-up. Like that's broken. He has a Veil, but we win through Veil, so you know, nice Veil, bro. We had millions of attacks. We're Cyber Dragons for free-to-play Cyber Dragons. So yeah, as I told you, I really love this deck. I didn't think I would like it that much because, you know, it's the tier 2 meta deck. But it seems very fun, especially because you know, I don't have to sit on the Book of Moons and the Skill Prisoner and the, you know, I have to play the optimized meta version. I can just play this fun little version to reach King of Games or whatever I like. Play for fun on the ladder. We didn't open too well here, but this is where our creativity comes into play. We can just beat with Sonata. Also, we have Cosmic for his pendulums. Also, we can go for yeah, the skill is amazing, bro. Like, it fixes our hand pretty much. Not really, but you know, we can get a board beaters, like big beaters, as you can see. We from one monster went through to three, and that's pretty good, you know, three big beaters. Now he does have kite rate, so he can survive, but at this point, as you can see, he has three cards in hand. Like, if two are pendulum cards, then one has to be, you know, one for summoning the pendulum, but with Cosmic we can make sure that, you know, he doesn't have any plays. He's out of resources. We can just banish one quickly, but yeah, that's really GG. So yeah, at some point I'd like to play this deck even better, but you know, it's kind of hard to build tons of decks, especially when they require breakthrough skill and cards that are Book of Moon, that are limited to, you know, selection boxes, which are, you know, you have to pay, bro. So yeah, here we open pretty well. We can go for Chopina, bring back the Sonata. Okay, maybe not pretty well because we really don't like Mozarta in the hand. That's kind of brick in the hand, to be honest. Yeah, we can go for the fusion. We go for Schuberta. Schuberta is pretty good in this meta, I would say, at least on the ladder, because there are tons of decks that utilize the graveyard, and she can literally just banish, say, fuck your graveyard, banish, say, fuck your graveyard, bro. What graveyard? Also, we did feel the delay, so we do know he's playing Thunder Dragons, and against Thunder Dragons, banishing stuff from their graveyard is pretty pretty neat, if I may say so. We also have Oasis, which can be great to be more oppressive. Like, next turn we can bring back one monster and then go for faster plays, make fusions and stuff much faster to finish him off. Now, he fortunately for us, he didn't mill anything good, so we don't have to even bash that soon. Okay, goes for the dark. Has the Hawk, which is nice. Now here I could have went for we could have went for banishing, but I'd rather like to wait to banish his Raiden. So yeah, now we can banish safely his, because he already used the effect and dark is once per turn. We can also banish Raiden so he can't destroy anything with Vermilion. And now he attacks into Chopina, which we can bring back with Oasis. We want to bring it back in the end phase. Why is that? Because Oasis special summons in defense position, so we want to be able to change it back into attack on our turn. Now we can grab with Chopina back the Soprano. We can go for another fusion, and yeah, that's gonna be easy game. Like, the duels where we really struggled was probably like Harpies, and I do remember going against a mirror match who had, first of all, had a broken hand, and second of all, had the optimized version with triple Book of Moon, triple, I don't know, breakthrough skill, all of that. So as you can see in Strict Proof, this is our, you know, sixth. Here we can just MST. So he's playing Witchcrafters. We can easily probably even beat through his... Oh, he's not even playing Grit. He's playing Life Point Boost Alpha, which we can easily beat through just by, you know, pure beatdown. This is the great thing about Melodious, that even if you don't have your, you know, win condition in fusions, you can still just go for the pure beatdown. And, you know, on the ladder, if the opponent bricks, and, you know, most decks really brick, Melodious is one of the decks that rarely bricks, so yeah. If they brick, you can just go for the pure beatdown, because the monsters can get quite big, you know, and you can get tons of them, you know, in the first turn. Also, the crazy thing about Melodious is that they can play traps with a TTH, because they can literally banish their traps from the graveyard to make their TTH, you know, viable again, live. So they can literally use 2 TTH in the game, in a single game, plus they can use other traps as well. That's why they play Skill Prisoner, Breakthrough Skill, which are on themselves are pretty good. They can banish themselves from the graveyard. Now here we open pretty good, but this is why we don't like Ostinato and First Movement Solo, because they only activate when you don't have any monsters. So we decide to keep the Ostinato here. We can go for the fusion. Now we are assuming we're playing against Resonators. And Resonators don't have really outs to Schuberta besides Book of Moon. And yeah, if they don't open Book of Moon, they can't do anything. Or Chalice, I guess, yeah. And yeah, of course, he doesn't open Book of Moon, which means yeah, Schuberta really cancels all of their plays, really. We can go for the Oasis now, as I said earlier. You have to summon it in the end phase. Now we can bring back the... Okay, so he TTHs here. Why is that? That was a good play, because first of all, Schuberta is not protected like Bloom Diva, so she literally just dies. Plus, he doesn't really want to wait for me to activate my effect to get back Soprano. So that was a nice play. But of course, we have the Ostinato, which we didn't use earlier, so we can... I decided even to push for game here, because the good odds are that he has an MST or something, a dead card, maybe even a double TTH, you know, or something. So I just decided to go for game, because, you know, I don't think there's... I guess we could have went for another Schuberta. But I really like this idea, especially because we have the score in hand. And yeah, that's gonna be game. Maybe the better idea here was to go for Schuberta. But seeing no delays, I just went for game, so yeah. And I saved the best for the last, I think, maybe, if I remember correct. Also, I forgot to mention, please check out my Twitch, where I stream playing Duel Links, like getting COG, also just playing random, you know, decks for the YouTubes here. So yeah, join us on Twitch. I will leave a link down in the description, if you're interested, of course. Now here we're playing against Christrons. Christrons can be... we can deal with them kinda easily in a way, because we like banishing stuff from graveyards, and they utilize graveyard to banish their stuff, you know, to activate their effects and stuff. But we kinda opened poorly here, as you can see, kinda not very good. And he opened pretty well. Now we open MST, which is not bad. Of course, destroying impact is pretty good, though we can't target now his Christian monsters. Now we can go for let's see. Now we can go for the Sonata, bring it back. We know what his effect is. He will just switch them in defense position, but the good thing is that we have Oasis, so hopefully he just goes to destroy. Now he goes for the Bryonic, which was an interesting idea. I'm not sure if that was the best idea, because if we go through his Bryonic, then we can just go for Bloom Diva next, and he doesn't have any outs, I think. Like, besides Bionic, I don't think he has any cards to bounce, really. Here he bounces the Chopina, which was kinda a bad thing for us. Now, here is the question. Do we go to Summon Sonata? Or do we go for... or do we wait and maybe top deck first movement solo or ostinato, which means, you know, we can't have monsters on the field. And why would we then summon with Oasis in the first place? Well, we really want to destroy his Bionic, and with Score we can destroy it with the Sonata on the field, but we have to summon it, you know, in the end phase so we can switch it back to attack position. So we're thinking we may not be lucky. There are 3 cards in deck, so I'm just gonna summon Sonata and go for safe, you know, Score, destroy his Bionic. We know that his trap card is kinda dead. So yeah, here we didn't top deck as I assumed we wouldn't. We don't top deck our monster, our fusions and first movement solo, so we just go for the beatdown. We destroy his Bionic. Mermel is pretty good top deck, especially because he likes to discard his turtle. He can summon his this turn. He can go for Exceed plays. He can go into Hope Woven, which is pretty good for him. And here we don't activate the Oasis because we don't even have the Score to destroy his Hope Woven. So the only thing that could realistically save us is we open Ostinato or First Movement Solo, you know. And probably Ostinato is the best card. We can go for... Why did we do this? We sent the Mozarta from the hand. Why is that? Because now with Oasis we can bring it back and then special summon the Chopina from the hand and then go bring back the Score. This is a really good play with Oasis. You can send Mozarta from the hand and then resummon it, and then summon again, you know, your monsters. So we can bring back Score, and that's gonna be easy game. He can, Bloom can, you know, doesn't care about his effect. He can summon Bionic back. We can score it again. He probably should have summoned it in defense position. It seems like he doesn't know what we do. Although we did even score him once, but okay. Sylphaneer, this is a funny play. He actually managed to recover a bit. He can go still for territory with the Sharks, make an Exceed. I think he can make an Exceed with a token, I'm not sure. Even if he could, there's nothing he can make realistically, because, as I told you, Bionic was his only real out to Bloom Diva. And yeah, Bloom Diva can just beat through his through his whole deck. Through his whole, you know, whatever monster he throws at us, we can literally, he doesn't have any out to Bloom Diva, and that's why Bloom Diva is a great addition to Melodious, and why it made, you know, Melodious top tier from being a meme. You know, Melodious was a meme before, now it's top tier. Of course, the skill did help a lot, not gonna lie, but if they had the skill and they didn't have the Bloom Diva, I don't think they would be top tier. So yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video as always. So yeah, check out my Twitch, subscribe to the channel as I told you, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.